Hello and welcome back to all my scruffy friends out there. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we are on to day 29, guys. We are nearly there. This is Christie's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, and if you've been following me, you'll know where to find everything. If you haven't, there's a link in the description to Christie's Beautiful Life's Facebook page, and that page has all the information, all the sketches, and you can follow along and play at home. Today's sketch is by Susanna Lee, and I absolutely adore this sketch. It is so pretty and it just blended itself to so many things. It has these cute 4 little photos that are kind of stacked on each other. I have flipped that sketch around and I am going to do mine horizontal, not vertical, but these cute little sketches are perfect for the photos I took of my daughter on Athletics Day this year. So I have already kind of got in my mind that it's going to be a white base page with a strip down the bottom, different coloured papers, which you've seen me pull in a whole stack of papers just before, and then I'm not quite sure after that up until this point. I love that close to my heart have papers that will all work together. Most of these papers came from the new spring collection and summer collection, but if avocado is in one paper in one collection, the same color avocado will be in the other color in the other things. So you know that if it's got that green in it, they're going to match, and you can mix and match collections with confidence, knowing that the colors work together. I'm now going to cut these papers down so that they have a little mat for each one, and you'll see me do it with the first one here. I won't make you sit through all of them because once you've seen a piece of paper cut once, you don't need to see it again. And you can see here I've got the stacks, the little mats, and then the photos that are matted in white, and they're all going to stack there nicely together. I've decided that this stencil is going to work well for my background, so I'm going to attach it down to my Versamat, mark roughly where that border is going to come to, and then I'm going to come in with some avocado ink and very lightly bring that onto the white base page. Now I do go really lightly towards the top, and where it's going to sit with the piece of paper over the top is a little bit darker, but I'm not trying to get a really bold image. I just want it to be really subtle in the background and just take away from the fact that it's just plain white underneath. So rather than having a big bold bit underneath, I just want something light and subtle. Sorry, words don't seem to be coming to me very easily today. I'm going to pop those photos back on there, and at the moment everything's looking just a bit it's too light, so I'm going to swap that wood grain out for a green, and all of a sudden that's what I wanted. I want that's got a nice chunky pop to it, and it's going to make it look really cool. Now once I've popped that green in, I realize I probably need to go back and just add a little bit more. On the camera, it's even looks even less than what it is in real life. It is quite subtle, but for some reason the camera makes it look even more subtle on my screen. So hopefully you can see that. I'm really happy with that. So bringing back in those photos, and I'm going to pop them all up onto some foam. So I'm going to cut the foam down to size, leaving a little bit of a border around the outside edge of each piece, and attach all of those. We are going to fast forward in a sec to where they are all adhered or getting close to adhered on the page. But before I do, I want them to pop a little bit more too, so I'm going to blend around them with that avocado ink, and that way they will sit out from that green paper that's in the background. I'm going to do that to the green as well, and you'll see how much different it is when this goes onto the layout from when it didn't have that blending I just find blending really makes everything pop and look cohesive as well. That's all attached there now. Now I cut this little shoe out of the paper from the Smarty Pants range, and it has a whole heap of sneakers in lots of different colors, so I just picked out one of the green ones from the corner of the paper and fussy cut that sneaker out. Works well with the fact that it was athletics day and she was off, meant to be doing some running. She did some more eating with foods and partying with foods than what she did running, but she was meant to be running. Now I'm just going through the sticker sheets from that spring collection, the summer collection, and I think the flower shop collection as well, and I'm grabbing stickers from those sheets and bringing in what I think is going to work well with the layout. So I'm just popping them there, and then as I'm gathering them, moving them around and adjusting where I'm popping them. I really love the sticker sheets. They've got so many good, really nice sayings that can be used in lots of different occasions, and they work for so many different things. Here I'm bringing in, right at the very start of the series, I had a stack of stamps that I used that had all been retired. They were passed on to me from somebody when I became a close to my heart consultant. So they're fairly old, but I had a whole stack of them and I'd used them on several layouts in the very start. So I actually grabbed that pile and started to go through them and look for things to decorate this page in, and I've found a few little stamps that I think are going to work out well. That Live Out Loud works really good because I think my daughter is doing an awesome job of living out loud in this outfit. So I'm not sure about where you guys are, but on Athletics Day the kids all dress up in their team colours or their house colours. So she is in greenhouse, hence why all the little green outfit, the hat and the pants and stuff. That one stamp says what a day, and I'm also coming in with a little arrow stamp, and I'm going to stamp that in a couple of little spots. I have a second thought once I get it to the page and think, no, I just want to double check that, and I kind of fussy cut it out and trial it in a few different spots before I stamp it. I do end up stamping this on the page, but I do go back in with avocado ink and stamp it, but I cover it up with something else later anyway, because I didn't actually quite like what I'd done. So you would think after I'd trialed it, it would have been right, but I just didn't quite like it. While I'm trying to figure out how to fix that up and cover that little arrow, I am going to move these stickers around just for fun, because why not? And then I've decided I'm going to pop a little camera down there. She was being a little bit of a model and playing up to the camera, so that works really well. And I'm going to do that in green to start off with and fussy cut. And I apologize, every time I go to cut in this video I am well and truly off screen, so I give that a little bit of a fussy cut out, and I then stamp it on vellum. So this is a little sheet of vellum here, and I'm going to stamp it on that as well and cut that one out. What this allows me to do is have the camera and the film strip on the page, but the film strip being on the vellum is a little bit see-through, and so you'll be able to still see the photo behind it rather than just having a big solid piece. I'd love to know what you guys do to cover up your mistakes. Do you do something similar to me, or do you just not make any mistakes at all? I'd love to hear. Leave a comment below and let me know what you guys get up to. So I've got that all sorted out now, and you can see when I bring that in, it's just peeking through that photo still at the bottom, and I have the camera covering up that arrow. Once I'm happy with that, I'm going to add a little bit of foam adhesive onto the back of that, and that will go onto my page. Now that I've created that green embellishment down the bottom, I'm finding that the Live Out Loud is really standing out, and it looks a little bit out of place. So I'm going to come back in and stamp that on the green as well. And you can see here I'm not really set up for stamping there, so my first image didn't work very well. I will pop out the Live Out Loud and stamp that on the inside as well. and I did that all in black. So once that's fussy cut, I think that matches in with the page much better and makes the camera look a little bit cohesive with that Live Out Loud. Now that little sticker that I just moved, I moved from the Live Out Loud over to the film strip. That says beautiful, and that works really well on this layout as well. Okay guys, I'm not sure, what are we going to do next? I think we're going to work on the title next. So I have it in my mind that the title is going to be athletics, and then sort of what a day will be the subtitle. So I'm bringing in an alphabet collection here, and I'm making up the word on a block. One of the things that you have to do when you do writing on a block is you have to work backwards. So you've got to sort of start on the right hand side and work to the left, so that when you flip it over, you know that it's in order. Always test your alphabets, guys, and you can see here I was about to go and stamp this on there, and then thought, oh, I'll use that little bit test piece to check. I go to stamp again and then think, probably should make sure that this is going to be straight, because the last thing I want is my title on crooked. Realize I'm on the mushy side of the Versamat, turn it over so that I can actually get a nice straight line there, and then I'm going to turn it back over and stamp, making sure it is on the line. Now I must have inked that block up like at least 5 times in that whole scenario, but it's always worth re-inking if you've had it sitting there for a second. I did pop the T in there too. There was 2 T's, so I did stamp the second T afterwards. I'm now coming in with another one of those stamps from the older collection, and stamped that Love It in the green. And I believe that's nearly it. I think we've got one more thing to stamp down the bottom. Oh no, we've got a couple of more things. How could I forget? So this little stamp says I did that, and I thought that worked really cute for Athletics Day. And I'm going to stamp that down there near that sneaker. And then on that same collection of stamps, there was these little hearts. So there's a solid one and then a tiny little open heart, and I'm stamping them and sprinkling them around my embellishment clusters. Found a little spot that needed a little bit of extra foam tape there while I was stamping, and you can see these tiny little hearts, and I just sprinkle them around and add a little bit of flavor to the layout. Now it wouldn't be one of my layouts with just doing some hand doodling around the outside border, so we're going to do that, and that is the final thing we will do today. I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. I am very close to the end of the series. I think there will be one video left. I think I'll do the last 2 days in one single last video, and then we are finished. So I will be starting a new series fairly soon. If you want to follow along with my adventures, please hit the subscribe button, the notification button, all that stuff, and we will keep you up to date with what is going on in Nat Scrap's world. Finally, just as we place a slowdown, and then we'll have some still photos right at the end of some of the embellishment clusters and some up close bits and pieces. I just want to say thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.